In my previous video, I demonstrated how ChatGPT can be an invaluable ally in preparing for negotiations. This time, we are taking it a step further with Claude. For this demonstration, I'll be using the same Harvard Business School role-play scenario, but with two key differences. First, I'll be adopting the buyer's perspective. Second, I'll be using Claude, which I've found provides more comprehensive and pointed responses compared to ChatGPT, although ChatGPT tends to format responses better. I'll share only the buyer's instructions with Claude, and we'll explore how this AI can help us prepare for the negotiation from this new angle. Let's dive into the conversation and see how Claude enhances our negotiation strategy. Hi Claude, I'm working on a negotiation role-play from the buyer's perspective. I've attached the buyer's instructions. Please help me with the following tasks. Key facts summary. Buyer's analysis. Interests. Identify and rank the buyer's primary interest in this negotiation. BATNA. Determine the buyer's best alternative to negotiated agreement. Constraints. Highlight any limitation or constraints the buyer faces. Seller scenarios. Create 3 distinct scenarios for the potential seller, each including ranked interests, possible BATNA, potential constraints or limitations, potential objections or arguments, strong counter-arguments for the buyer. Integrative solutions. Propose creative strategies to expand the pie in this negotiation. A rapport-building strategy based on the seller's personality profile suggests specific tactics for the buyer to build trust, and I'm providing the DISC and OCEAN profiles of the seller. Procedural justice approach. Outline a negotiation strategy emphasizing transparency, open communication, objectivity, and fairness. So let's see how Claude responds. Key fact summary. What is Jones and Solomon? That is a small but expanding San Francisco law firm that seeks to purchase 300 law books from Burns & Burns. The collection is focused on Japanese commercial law. They have a budget. They have also an estimated used book value. How many of these books are excellent additions to their library? And there are some storage costs. There is also a timeline. And what is important also is that the negotiator is a senior associate with partnership prospects. Then there is the buyer's analysis. Interest ranked that are acquire valuable law books at a good price, expand capacity for Japanese law research, enhance the firm's prestige, demonstrate negotiation skill for potential partnership by the associate, and maintain also budget flexibility for other purchases. There is the BATNA, that is to purchase over time similar books, and there are the constraints. And then it provides 3 seller scenarios. The first with ranked interest, where the number 1 is maximize profit from book sale, and the BATNA is to sell books individually to multiple buyers. In scenario number 2, the first interest is to ensure books go to a reputable firm, and the alternative is to donate books for a tax write-off. But again, it's a good alternative. Then we have scenario number 3, that is minimize effort in selling process, and this is the first interest, and the BATNA would be to sell to a used book dealer at a lower price. It provides potential objections for each scenario and buyer's counter arguments. And then it moves to integrative solution strategies. Again, as you can see, the format is not as good, the response is not as good as ChatGPT's. So the solution it provides are stage purchase, buy the most valuable books now, a shared access agreement where the seller has limited access to certain volumes post-sale, flexible payment terms, knowledge transfer, include the seller's expertise or consultation as part of the deal, referral agreement, offer to refer certain types of cases to the seller's new firm. Then it provides also a rapport building strategy. given the seller's personality profile, for sure. So be detailed, provide data-driven proposals to appeal their calculativeness, present multiple options, be punctual and well-prepared, use a problem-solving approach, don't be aggressive. And also, again, the format is not great, moving to procedural justice approach, how to be transparent, an open communicator, objective and fair. There are also some specific actions. So my next prompt is, thanks Claude, let's dive into the first seller scenario we developed. Can you draft the full plausible conversation between the two parties? And it is interesting how, calling Alex the buyer and Sam the seller, Claude provides the full conversation. That is very close to what ChatGPT did for the seller's perspective in our last video. Then I ask Claude to role play with me. So I say, okay, Alex, let's continue diving into the 3 buyer scenarios we developed. Can you role play scenario number 2 with me? I'll take on the role of the seller and you'll be the potential buyer. And see how it starts a conversation. So with Claude, we can really role play the full negotiation. Thank you, and I will see you next month.